Hey guys, welcome back to the show. You're here with your host, Trader Dax. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to cover off a whole heap of altcoins. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to discuss FOMC, next major event in the economic calendar, CPI. And that's pretty much it for the show. So just doing a quick update for you all right now. Please give a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Helps me boost the views and gets the channel growing. Thanks a lot. So basically at the moment we're looking at Bitcoin, and we had a really nice pump off FOMC along with the stock market this morning. Obviously stocks moved a little bit more aggressively than I think crypto did. We're going to have a look at a higher time frame view of this in a minute, but I think probably the main thing that we need to look at on the stock market now is we've actually made a higher high here. So previous videos I talked about this large high time frame setup with the broadening descending wedge, and we've actually now broken out from that level, came back sometime last week and dipped below it, tagged the 200-day moving average, and bounced back up above that trend line. And then now we've pushed, finally getting a higher close than this level back here after making that higher low. So we've actually had a massive shift in market structure here. And even if this does pull back, sorry, 1 second. Even if this does pull back, say, to this level, this weekly support level, and then set up again to take out these highs or something like that, you know, that really confirming that we're still in an uptrend. For this uptrend to get invalidated, what we would need to see happen would this get rejected here and come back and make a new low below this level 3,000, pretty much 3,800, right? So if we make a new low below that level, then yeah, okay, that is sort of the invalidation level that we're back into an uptrend, more bullish style market. I don't want to say a bull market just yet. It's pretty early to call that because this easily could end up taking out this and then just rolling over again for whatever reason. We'll look into that in a minute. But I just wanted to highlight that because obviously that FOMC move really pushed us up higher to take out this high through here. We didn't really get that big of a move from Bitcoin, especially considering the move that we had out of the bottom was really strong, big candles, pretty much day after day without any pullback at all. And we've managed to just pretty much chop sideways again and push up. Sort of got rejected from this weekly resistance level. I'll just show you there that's taken from. So the weekly swing high back in the middle of August last year when we had the rally out of the original selling climax into the current range, right? So it is pretty interesting to look at this right now, kind of getting rejected. So this daily is going to be a really important close. If this ends up closing red, I'd pretty much put a... I pretty much put it down to, I was going to say, we pretty much put a fork in it. This sort of rally would be over and we need to come back down at least to this level here and possibly get a retest of this level before heading back up. So I really need to keep our eyes here on this bearish sort of setup here for a pullback. We did get a pretty nasty close here on the 4-hour candle. So I want to see this take its momentum up and push out through there. Don't want to see this once again roll over. That would be pretty disappointing. I want to see, you know, we had the big momentum from stock market breaking out. I want to see that momentum carry through and take out this weekly resistance level here, which is 24,300 basically, right? So I think that is the most important level in the chart right now. And a breakout from that level should take us up to pretty much retest this range low, in my opinion, right? So it broke down on the weekly, had a throwback here to sort of retest that level and then rejected off that, right? There's a few imbalances in this candle here and this candle here. You know, if you're ITC fanboy, you know, you'd look at these two fair value gaps, right? This one's been partially filled, so we can sort of scroll that up, right? So we've got those two big fair value gaps that haven't been filled in. Sort of one above here as well a bit too. Right, still to be filled in. But let's not worry about that too much. I think the most important thing here at the moment is if we do get a pullback here, we want to see it hold above this level here, I'm pretty sure. right? So this is just, your basic order blocks, and no, it's not ITC type order blocks. This is the way I've been using them for years now in crypto, and they work really well on crypto. Let's just remember that even though you might love ICT and he is unbelievable on the low time frames trading the ES, this isn't the ES, right? Things do work a little bit differently in this market. Not to say his theories don't work on crypto, they definitely do, but this is just the way I do my order blocks. Okay, 1 second. So yeah, daily time frame. I think if we do get a rejection here and it pulls back, I want to see this level basically hold. So let's just say this ends up being distribution. We want to see this hold and then come back up to break through that weekly resistance. And when we do finally get through that weekly resistance, I think it's actually going to break through this level pretty quickly. If I just turn on the VPVR, right? So we look at this entire range through here. There's a big gap in the chart. Obviously, there's a bit through here, right, which it has the most, pretty much on the entire chart. But these levels through here, there's really not that much price action in that big gap up to this level here. So in my opinion, this will get filled fairly quickly. Right. So if we do get a break above this weekly level in the daily time frame or the weekly, I think that will be a really fast pump into this level here. And then we might consolidate above that, below that for a little bit before the next push higher. So it could end up doing something like that. So that is the move to watch out for, because it's actually quite a large move that you don't want to be sidelined for. Now, I'm not sure if we are going to get a pullback or if it's just going to go straight through. So keep your eyes out for that one. I think that is going to be the main trade coming up. It could potentially have one more pullback though, hold this level and then go higher, but I wouldn't want to see it come too much deeper than that level, that first level of support. We want to see hold for that bullish momentum and not give people, another lower sort of re-entry. So the level is pretty much 21K, 2,900, right? So it's pretty much the main thing I'm looking for on BTC at the moment, right? I think this is my other chart. Show the VPVR. It wasn't working properly much. Right, and so you can see here a little bit better this gap through here, right? So that gap needs to get filled in a little bit and straight back up to this weekly order block if we close above this one. And then reclaiming this level through here, right, which is another weekly order block taken from back here. Right, and then the full retrace is sort of comes up into around this area up here. If we are going to mirror this sort of rally that we had back in 2019, all the way up to 14K, right? So we sort of broke out, went sideways, pumped, one little pullback on the weekly. So we only had, pretty much 4 weeks sideways and then launched, 1 week pullback. So it was another 4 weeks round trip for another bull flag and then pumped again. It was, a few months in total from the bottom once the rally started. Yeah, it was about 160 days. So about 6 months in total that rallied for all the way up. And it came, let me get off log scale, sorry. And we came up all the way to tag pretty much the 0.618 level, right? And then this weekly order block through here. Right, so pretty much same deal back here. So taking this Fibonacci from the top of the bear market peak down to the the bear market low. So bull market peak down to the bear market low, right? We're looking for that same level in between the 0.66 and the 0.618, right? The most obvious place that we get rejection, in my opinion, is going to be here. And maybe I'll drag it up to the 618 because that is sort of, the golden level that we want to be looking for that retrace. So if this does get bullish and we do break out from here, right, first level I'm looking for is 32, and then higher would be that 48. Now, I'm pretty sure if it does get up to that 48 level, that this run is going to stall out. And then, we sort of chop and go sideways. Same as what we did back here for almost a year. let's see how long that actually went for. Bit over a year. So, that's pushing, close to a year and 100. Yeah. Getting close to like a year and 4 months, right? So that could easily happen. So next couple of months, let's go from the bottom, right? This could take, let's just say 160 days, right? Till June, right? We have this run up into June, and then we go sideways for, what was it? About 490, I'm pretty sure it was. Let me double check that. Sorry. Yeah, pretty much 490, 476. All right, so where was it? Somewhere around there. That's going to take us down to around October 2024, right? For the beginning of the bull run, which makes a lot of sense because the halving is actually around, I think it's May. Possibly be March, actually. Might have to get that up. 1 second. April 30th now. So it's actually come forward a bit. So April 30th. There we go. So April 30th, I was just off by a couple of weeks. So yeah, halving would be here. So sideways reaccumulation until around April 30th. And then I'll be looking for that, around maybe October. So that's basically pretty much towards the back end of the year, consolidation sideways, or sort of October sort of hits. Similar type setup to in here. The market really picked up and broke out. Pretty much the time frame I would say was the beginning of the bull run. Let's be honest, it was pretty much in the middle of October. So we could end up having a complete mirror cycle of the previous cycle. And then that would end up starting from, around that October 24th, late October sort of phase into November, December being super bullish. And potentially Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis getting elected as well. So yeah, that's pretty much Bitcoin first move through here, midterm potential move up into a reaccumulation range, and then sort of long-term game plan strategy on that one. Other coins I'm liking at the moment are Litecoin. This one's absolutely flying, sort of getting tested here at this weekly resistance at the $100 range. This also could have a little bit of a pullback. If it does, I don't want to see it go below 80, but it might not have a pullback. If we might just have another one of these, right? 1 week sort of throwback type thing, and then it just goes straight back up, sort of hit 129. And I'm thinking that we're going to have one of these type of runs here, which is into the Litecoin halving, which I should get that up. Litecoin halving. Right, so the Litecoin halving is before the Bitcoin halving. So Litecoin halving is August 3, 2023. Right, August 3. Let's go. August 7th is the closest we can get on the weekly. Right. So that's the sort of timeline that we're looking for this type of rally. Potentially started a bit earlier. So that's 190 days. I guess we'd say the rally started here. Right. So potentially 190 days. Could top out a bit earlier. Right. I do think this topped out before the halving. I'll have to go back and check the date on that. Sorry, of when the last actual halving was, but it sort of ends up being around the same time because August is around there. So yeah, this could potentially top, right? If it copies it, top around April 23. So maybe we get the one or two little throwbacks here and there at this point here, or potentially here, and then we get the next rally up. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe it comes back up to here. And then, I'd be wanting to rotate out of that Litecoin back into Bitcoin. So let's go have a look at Litecoin BTC, because I think it's in a really crucial spot at the moment. right? So looking at the weekly here, breakthrough there, right? Daily time frame. This is if you follow Roman, we've got a power block through here, or we can also use, where is it? Don't worry about that one. Can't get it to work properly, but basically this is a 9, TD9, or the power block, right? And we can see how price reacts to it really well. Come back really nice pin bars off there. Same sort of thing. So confirm support here, same sort of thing back here. And now we're sort of rallying from there. A little bit of resistance order block through here, but it's just cut straight through it. Doesn't seem to really care. And this just looks like a really big bull flag, right? Now we're sort of coming up to a point where it could be meeting two sort of pretty key downtrend lines, right? Probably this one is a little bit better because of the wicks, right? And it's been rejected from that 3 times already. So maybe potentially this continues to flag out, and then we get the breakout of that closer to the April sort of peak that we're expecting. And it could take it up to maybe this level up here. So if you're holding Litecoin at the moment, it's almost a 63% increase versus Bitcoin. So it's sort of an easy way to sort of add a little bit to your Bitcoin stack over the next couple of months, in my opinion. Same sort of setup on ETH here at the moment. And we're just going to look at versus USD at the moment. Broken down from, key downtrends, broke this one, been sideways ever since, and then we have the higher time frame from the all-time high, broken out from that, and now going sideways. It just looks like a big bull flag to me at the moment, but also like Bitcoin getting rejected from resistance at the moment. So we want to see it close above this level here. 1680 above that, I think it can push probably up to 2000 again and retest these highs back here. Right, go and get a target from the weekly time frame from that. Right, whether you got the wicks. I was looking for potential like an order block or something, but we don't have it. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on Ethereum. Potential targets through here. And then, you could also take off a little bit through here if you wanted to target one that's a little bit closer just to lock in some profit. But for me, I'd be looking for a bit of a momentum swing harder on this one. Now, this is a really interesting one to look at, and that's the ETH versus Bitcoin chart. This was one of the best trades that I had in, this is one of the best trades by far that I had in the last cycle. So this trade from down here, the breakout, all the way up to here is a 160-point move. So you almost got 2 Bitcoin back for every 1 Bitcoin you put in. Or I should say you got 1.6 Bitcoin back for every Bitcoin that you put into it. Pretty handy to get that, that's kind of multiple back while also Bitcoin is increasing in value, right? A little interesting swing here at the moment on the daily sort of, this sort of price action through here. And sort of giving us a little bit of a bounce right now. That was a sort of nice little inverse head and shoulders shape through here and broke the upside for a nice little run. And it's coming back and just bouncing off that again. I'm not sure if that's going to hold, but sort of like the key levels that I'm looking for be a break back down to this level here. And, on this longer term trend support from this level that I've had back in my chart from back here. This was also a really nice trade in the middle of last year when it bounced all the way back up and did basically a range low to range high. So we had the swing after SFPs through here, right? Go have a look at the weekly actually. So we didn't actually get a perfect sort of swing failure pattern. It did close below, and then we got the setup straight away and pushed back up, went sideways for a little bit. Usually I like to see the pin bar actually close above there, but it is what it is. Marcus aren't always going to paint you the perfect picture. So potentially we come back down one more time and sweep that level while Bitcoin and Litecoin are going the really strong runs over the next couple of months. And then that sort of will position ETH to, play this really big reaccumulation. So we had accumulation back through here, right? Pushed up, had the big markup. This looks like a reaccumulation range and looks like it's ready to push up potentially up to 1.1 or to the all-time highs. Now, timing on how that's going to play out, I'm not too sure, but I would be looking for above this level here if that does ever get a breakout, or to be buying back on this blue line at basically the 0.05 level. Right, so hopefully that gives you guys some nice sort of setups moving forward. Now let's look on some more immediate type stuff that I'm eyeing up at the moment. Illuvium, I think, is looking really nice. Any momentum that Bitcoin's having, this is just pumping really hard. The perfect entry was to get in on the breakout of the falling wedge, obviously, but then the reclaim of this level back here at 50 was really, really nice. Now we're already 50% higher at 74 and reclaiming another key level. So potentially this pushes up here, fakes out this level, comes back, retests this level through here, right? We've got support here, support all through here. And then that could be, similar sort of setup to that. Wait for the Morningstar reversal off there, and then you bounce. We're looking for higher levels. Easily can come up to this level up here. This has got a really cool game. I think it's going to do well in the next cycle for sure. And the next levels of resistance are pretty high, right? So those are sort of like cycle, sort of longer term plays I'm looking for as well. And it's a massive, massive move up to the next all-time high. Pretty much 2,400 still. So I'm just trying to accumulate this as much as I can on breakouts, pullbacks, and see how we go. This obviously could continue to take a little while longer as well. Easily could end up pulling back here or something like that, pushing up, breaking out, going sideways again, and taking until 2024, end of 2024, before we finally get that big breakout style rally. I'll give you an example of one time that happened. Cardano is a really good one, right? Where had a big market cycle. And then it sort of had this rally. So we're kind of in this phase on a lot of altcoins, I think, at the moment. And I think a lot of people are hoping that we're actually in this phase. But yeah, if you look at it, this is the same time of that cycle, that early 2019 run that Bitcoin had when it pushed all the way up to 14K that we were looking at. And then, we had that year and a half almost of sideways price action. This was the COVID dump where it finally put in the spring, reclaim that spring. So this is what we're always looking for. These, really key point level gets put in, it breaks down from that level and then reclaim that level, push to the upside. That's your basic Wyckoff analysis accumulation pattern, right? Breakout, pullback, flips the range high, and then runs really hard from that into the markup. So, same sort of thing that I was just looking at Illuvium. We might be in this phase here, so it could continue to go sideways for much longer and then run really hard. The only thing, with coins like Illuvium is, ADA didn't have anything back then. ETH actually went sideways for 2 years as well. So potentially the hype cycle might kick in a little bit earlier than what we have seen in the previous bear market, but you can't rule out the fact that might happen again to a lot of coins. Right, Aptos, right, this is one that potentially is going to be like the next Solana that just sort of like continues to push higher and higher, and it might just be building its base, right? A lot of people saying that this is over, that's all it's going to run, and it's already ran, it's already ran 300%. Sometimes for cryptos, when they're the new hot coin, they can run and they finally go on, or they go on their market cycle, and they go straight into their first market cycle, they go straight into price discovery. They can just continue to do this, like pump, bull flag, pump, bull flag, pump, bull flag, right? So, it can be a bit trickier trading these for sure, because you don't have levels and targets to go up to. But yeah, I usually look for breaks of trend support to sort of get out of them. So this could potentially come back bearish retest of this and roll over, retest this trend line and get going again. Right. Or of course, maybe these lines don't really matter and it's just going to continue up, especially if Bitcoin does into its next sort of resistance level. In that case, we're using our Fibonacci targets, right? And I'd be looking for probably about 25 on that one, right? Same sort of way that I used to pick this last move on it back here, right? I think it was from that level. Right. And, we nailed, so Fibonacci, right? Fibonacci target 1, it came up, perfect touch of that at 272, it's 16, tagged that, went sideways for a little bit when people took profit and then pushed straight up to our target 2. And you can see selling pressure as soon as we get above that. Did try and go for this trade once again on this level through here for another sort of bull flag play. And we sort of got scam whipped through here after, unfortunately, was in quite a big position as well, pumped really hard and then pulled back almost instantly. That was a little bit painful. I'll show you on the lower time frame. But, sometimes that's just crypto and Bitcoin dumped off because the stock market was nuking and dragged it down. So, potentially that was just a bull trap, or maybe it was trying to pump and have another run. But Bitcoin dumping, and it got a bit of sell pressure and people wigged out and took profit. And yeah, dumped on the people who were trying to buy the breakout, right? Unfortunately, I got in around this level here, so I only got a breakout because I moved stop. When I saw it starting to come back down, I just moved my stop up, took the break even, and that was it. But that means, now we're sort of reclaiming key levels through here again. Always looks good. Right, bounced off that level there. I think if it takes sort of this range high level, it's probably going to go, and we'd be looking for that 25 level, right? Yeah, 25.5. All right, mover. A little bit of a higher time frame one as well. Hasn't really gotten going just yet, so it's a bit of a laggard. And has potential to run up to 12 if it really gets going, potentially 18. But this is a DOT ecosystem coin, so it's going to run at the same time with DOT. Right, sort of same sort of play, looking for up here. All right, ETC is looking really nice here in a strong ascending triangle bull flag. I think this is definitely getting ready to run. It's just a matter of when this is going to break out and can Bitcoin give it the upside that it needs. Hopefully tonight, the stock market is bullish when we get breaks to the upside again and the overnight sessions. And this definitely would get the space to run up to this level through here, I think, about 26 for sure. You can always do the bull flag play as well. Yeah, so 26 sort of in the middle, 29 would be target 2 on the fibs. Right, LDO looks pretty good as well. Every time we have sort of an entire market push higher, this just outperforms. So after the previous dump, it's already back up 16%, 17%. And just looks like that's building a ascending triangle type shape as well, right? Definitely could see something like that play out and then push higher, but we'll have to wait and see. Gala, same type of thing, was sort of pushing out of the ascending triangle, got rejected, came back, bounced off the trend line again. Now we're back out the top. So just sort of chopping higher, sort of that vertical accumulation where the buying pressure is just too strong. Every time, every time that the price pulls back, there's buyers ready, waiting at a higher level. So this is going to need something really bad to happen to the stock market and Bitcoin for it to break down and roll over. Something like a really bad FOMC event that we didn't have today and the market was bullish. So everything's pushing back up higher, right? Link as well. I think this wants to come back up to range high. Similar thing, buying pressure at higher lows, and it's continuing grinding higher, making high highs. Right. Some people get confused and think that this is a bearish setup because it's sort of like, this is more of an ascending channel, but some people think it's an a rising wedge, but the rising wedge in a bull market is a bit different to your typical rising wedge, and that just doesn't look like it to me. The rising wedge in a bear market is because it's people are taking profit from their shorts and they get ready to short again. That's why the price goes up. A rising wedge in a bull market is going up like that. It's making the high lows because people are buying it at a higher level every time it comes back. Magic is one to keep your eye on because it's in price discovery as well. Missed this one, unfortunately. Everyone was sort of saying that it was done back here, but we had that pullback and it's already up 43% just in the last 2 days since. So this is one that's in price discovery. I think it looks like it's only just getting started as well. It's probably going to have, it probably won't stop until it's had like a full blow off top, like we've seen on, Alluvium in its first market cycle. Right? See how this like sort of pumps and chops around, pulls back, pumps and chops, pumps and chops, pumps and chops, little pullbacks, and just then has one big pullback. It's like the high time frame 4 hour falling wedge. Probably had some divergence in there or something like that as well. Let's have a look. Yep. Oh no, it didn't have. Yes, it did. From there to there, you can see bullish divergence. Right, and there, through there. Right, and then we got our other indicator as well. Sweet. So yeah, something like that, and then it has a blow off top like that. So that's what I'd be looking for on Magic before I would say that it's done. Right, Mana, always a great coin. This thing just always pumps so hard, and it's coming out of its bear market bottom as well. Definitely has potential to rally up to a 1.1. And then, this thing obviously loves a good pump when it gets going with a little bit of news. Look what it did last cycle. That was ridiculous. Just 400% pretty much straight up. But doubt it'll have that sort of hype around it again, unless there's like metaverse hype again. But yeah, I think the easy trade here is to the 1.1, right? And then potentially, if it does get a breakout of that, to a 1.8, but that'd be a longer play. Solana, bull flag again through here. Just looks like another ascending triangle. So we're just watching these, waiting for them to break out. This looks like it needs another pullback before it's ready to go. 38 would be the easy target, I think, on that one. Okay, Doge is an interesting one. We had the ascending triangle, broke out, bullish retest, and now pushing again. Above the top of this triangle shape, it looks good. Below, not as good. And then OP was one that we just missed as well, unfortunately. Right, but I'll be looking for the next setup on that one. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hopefully this video helps you a lot, and just to give a bit of an idea on the way that I trade, how you should be trading a bull market as well, just looking for those flags and continuations, and obviously the coins coming out of accumulation. And yeah, if you got good value out of this video, please give us a like and subscribe to help me grow the channel. Cheers. See you all soon.